Bill, my youngest son, signed me up for the Cooper River Bridge Run. He signed me up for the 8-minute mile group, which I thought was humorous because I hadn't run an 8-minute mile in probably since 1980.
Started out just like any other bridge run, got up early and got dressed, ate breakfast.
Of course, what I didn't realize was that everybody in Charleston signs up for the 8-minute mile because they know if they sign up for their real time, then they're going to be back in this peloton of 47,000 people from all over the country, and they'll never get to the finish line. So that put me in the group with all the doctors.
I just felt uncomfortable in my spirit. So after he left to go run, they left about 6:30 to drive into Charleston. I started to go back to bed and I couldn't, so I stayed up and I just prayed for him.
Then I felt a very sharp pain right in the center of my chest. And I recall looking down the street, down toward the end of Meeting Street, and I had a thought. The thought was, ow. And that was the last thought that I had. I didn't feel myself fall, I didn't feel myself hit the ground, I didn't feel a thing.
Ran up to see what was going on, and this guy was not going to get up, and pretty much figured out he probably more than likely had a cardiac arrest. He wasn't looking too hot. At the same time I was arriving, another guy was arriving from my left, and we immediately just started CPR, feeling for pulses. He didn't have any.
What he had on the bridge was a fatal rhythm abnormality, and if that rhythm abnormality is not treated with an electrical shock and with CPR at the same time, if that's not done, that is inevitably fatal.
The timing was extraordinary. If you're going to have a heart attack, you might as well make an appointment to do it like I did.
His care really began, as you know, on the bridge, and we were alerted when he was on the bridge that this was coming. So we were able to bring our whole team together here in the hospital to be ready for him when he arrived. So when he got to the hospital, there was no delay. We already had a plan of how we were going to proceed. We brought him right to the cardiac cath lab, found a blocked artery, and opened it up.
It was unbelievable to go from a person who was not with us anymore to somebody who looked like he was going to be okay.
These people were perfect strangers, so I thought, why are they so glad to see me? Of course, what I didn't know was they've been pounding on my chest for the past 10 minutes trying to get me back.
They're the real heroes of this whole story, so that when Mr. Aceto arrived here at the hospital, he had been stabilized. He was having a heart attack, so there was still work to be done.
The bridge was wonderful last year, and I expect it'll be just as wonderful this year. It's just great to go tear across that bridge and look up and see that span, and of course all the first responders are there, so I know my friends will be there.